know what we call it? Saving Private Ryan, we call it Saving Private Aryan.
Yeah.
Because it was the, apparently World War II had no people of color.
Yeah, I got
uncles,
Latinos. I got uncles that hit the beach in Normandy, you know, and
I got tios too. They were on second wave.
By the way, the folletos, the little pamphlets here, are help for the homeless vet. 30% of all homeless are Vietnam vets.
The military has recently proposed social engineering with the Latino community. The American GI Forum is opposed to social engineering because we're very familiar with it. During the Vietnam War...
It's an interesting term.
During the war, they had McNamara's special program, Project 100,000, where they took individuals that could not pass the exams and put them into the service. Where did they go? They went to be grunts, humping, packing weapons, mules, and dying.
Fodder.
The cannon fodder.
I was just going to say that he's absolutely correct with respect to Project 100,000. You have individuals with less education, and they have a propensity for things outdoors, sports and the like, and consequently that was the natural place to use them, and it's not a, what shall I say, a decision.
Correct.
Contrary to the Latinos, the armed forces did the best they could to assign people where they could best serve.
But this is how we ended up with in Vietnam. We were Latinos were 6% of the population and 17% of the
Vietnam generation, and then especially after World War II, from the 50s to the 60s, that was the understanding. It's like this: if you were a Latino, it's, you know what? If you didn't have it in you to graduate and go to college, then you know what? You better go in the military, learn a trade, learn something.
Chris, before I forget, we are trying to make sure today that all the Latino and all members of the armed forces, men and women who served, that they take full benefit of the laws that changed in 1996 when President Clinton signed the New Eligibility Reform Act into law. Now all veterans are now qualified to come to the VA. Not service-connected, all veterans.
I tell you what, you're right, Colonel. What we can all agree on as veterans is this: you know what? We might, regardless of whatever racism, whatever in the military, but as Vietnam veterans, we're a brotherhood, all of us. And we might come back and we might have our hard feelings or convictions, but the thing about it, I have compassion anytime I see any Vietnam veteran that's down or going through a hard time, because I know that in Vietnam that person would have taken a bullet for me, and I would have definitely done the same.
There's no greater brotherhood or sisterhood in America than that exists between the men and women who have served and defended this country.
Let's talk about the women. Unfortunately, we don't have any women on the panel.
Well, with Gail, I'm not sure.
Unless you're wearing women's underwear, Raul.
Well, I am in Hollywood.
I am in Hollywood.
Nothing is as it appears. But you know what?
You recently got back from Sweden, no?
You're talking about heart.
Well, he's just the party man.
I have a T-shirt I'd like to give you.
Oh, thank you. I look great in blue.
Department of Veteran Affairs and.
Oh, it says Department of Veterans Affairs.
You look good with that.
You know what? We can do blue screen right now. My head can disappear.
That'll look good with that Victoria's Secret stuff you got.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, wow.
I'm naughty. Sometimes when it's Wednesday, I'll wear my Thursday. Ooh, am I naughty? You were the one who told me to bring up women. I'm going to say the truth.
One of the nurses that works at our VA hospital, Diane Giuliano, was just honored on a permanent display, a memorial at Sacramento, and her figure is up. Configuration is up on the very top of the display. She was one of the nurses that went through thousands and thousands of veterans that were going through her as they were being brought back into America. Yes, and she is the real China Beach. So on behalf of the women veterans of America, I congratulate them. I thank them. I have always been an advocate for their abilities and whatever they want to do. And I've always been a great supporter of them, and I understand that a 3-star general that now commands Triple Army Medical Center may someday be a potential candidate for the presidency of the United States.
So to the women who served in Vietnam and in all the wars,
from the Revolutionary War to now.
Listen, Ruben, let's close off with you telling me about if someone feels that they're not getting the services, the representation, the help, what should they do?
If you're not getting the services that you deserve or you want, go to your congressman. Go to your
For over 30 years, Telecu has built its reputation in the community on a foundation of service, empowerment, advancement, and the creation of self-sufficiency, achieving multifaceted growth through innovation and collaboration.
And we really believe that the greatest social good that you do for an individual is the creation of a full-time job so that he or she may clothe, feed, and educate their own families.
Telecu, a pioneering institution for the ages.